Thanks for joining. I'm Alexis Tessier. I'm product marketing manager at Lucid. Lucid is a camera manufacturer. We are not a specialist of AI or deep learning, so it's not the intent of this talk to discuss AI and deep learning. It's to share from our point of view as hardware manufacturer how we can adapt and repurpose some of the tools developed by AI and deep learning industry. Specifically the use of notebook as interactive development tool to speed up the product qualification and provide more flexible integration of our product. Just a few words on Lucid Vision Labs. We are a Canadian company, manufacturer of industrial cameras with 7 main product families, all of them based on the GigiVision interface in various bandwidths from 1 to 25 gigabit per second, both 2D and 3D cameras. All products are designed and manufactured in Canada, with head office in the Vancouver area and satellite office in Germany, China, Japan, and also the US. What we see as the vision ecosystem, what we are seeing accelerating pace of evolution. On the architecture of the vision system, for a long while they were quite simple and really dedicated vision system for a single task. We see more and more complexity increasing in the way the system architecture is developed, but also how it's installed and what kind of task they have to undertake. And specifically on the camera side, we are a camera manufacturer. There are increasing pace of innovation in the sensing side, various types of sensor. If you look around this week, you would have seen many SWIR sensor, UV sensor, but also time of flight, event-based camera sensor, and same thing with the interface. Whereas there used to be a few main interface, now we see more variation. This makes it difficult for an application developer to select the right tool and make sure they are making the right decision when they are adapting a new technology. Our experience as a camera manufacturer is that it takes usually between 6 to 18 months for a machine vision solution provider to adapt a new technology. Between the time they start evaluating the products to the rollout of the full solution, up to 18 months can be spent. We'd like to provide better tools to accelerate this process and let our customer make more informed decisions and be more flexible in the way they adapt technologies. So we look at this typical product qualification lifecycle, starting with a simple evaluation of a new product, the camera in our case, using the tool provided by the manufacturer, which will be like a software viewer that lets you connect to the camera, quickly get familiar with the camera, but it won't give you a full picture of the product performance and its limitation. The next step, based on a short list of both commercial and technical criteria, would be to step into building a proof of concept, a small-scale prototype, or MVP, and then bringing it further in the development, step by step, to the full product development, the field test, and eventually rolling out in a production environment. We believe there is a way to do this in a more iterative way, in a more, let's say, flexible and faster way, by using some of the tools coming from the AI and machine learning world. Why this? Because those fields have been the most fast developing field in computer science, and together with the development of the science itself, the tool they use have been expanded and refined to provide new programming paradigm and optimize workflow. One tool that gained rapid popularity is the use of notebook, computational notebook, to store live code, document insight, and visualization all in the same place in a unified web interface. And those are great tools for what we call exploratory programming, which is a way to rapidly experiment and test and validate ID and not get stuck in a non-fruitful way, but being able to iterate and refine as we go along. The main interface for notebook is the JupyterLab project. It's an open source project that implements this notebook in a web-based interface. It can support multiple programming language, but it's mostly underpinned by the Python programming language, which typically for machine vision system or industrial system is not the preferred language, but we believe that in this configuration of quickly testing and validating, it's the right tool for this. Of course, Python is an interpreted language. It's not the fastest. Is it fast enough to make an informed decision, to quantify the performance of a potential solution? That's what we believe. And what we think is the key part of this, the key benefit for Python is modularity. It's very easy to get set up with a custom development environment, a full-fledged development environment with various popular off-the-shelf open source computer vision or AI and deep learning library like OpenCV, TensorFlow, or others. Doing this, we think that we can provide a way to instead of following this sequential process, being able to experiment a lot more right from the get-go, right from the time the customer plugged the camera for the first time. And document their step, improve their knowledge along the way. So in practice, how we've implemented this, we have our software viewer, the Arena viewer, which is our toolkit for testing and evaluating Lucid cameras. It supports analytics for 2D and 3D cameras, including standard camera, but also time of flight, polarized camera. But it's not an application-focused software. It's just dedicated for camera testing. So we augmented it with a built-in JupyterLab server. So installed with our viewer, there's out-of-the-box development environment that's ready to be used to test and validate not only the camera, but also our API, SDK, and a variety of sample codes. And we propose to augment this with application-level examples that are available on our website for typical machine vision tasks, such as, it's a bit dark, sorry for this, AI-based object detection, OCR, or 1D and 2D barcode reading. Those examples are available for download on our website with no license at all. They are just using open source libraries. And we have a simple example of the barcode reading. So with just downloading this, we will install the Python package for this, so OpenCV, PYZBar to just read the barcode. And with just a few clicks, those get installed and configured. And we can have a step-by-step execution, test what's working, adjust what's not working, and very quickly get the data stream from the camera and have a fully functional 1D and 2D barcode solution with like maybe 60 lines of codes. This is available and easy to test. The next step, we can, from this Jupyter notebook, generate a standalone executable that embed all the required dependency and can be used for a small-scale prototype or quick MVP implementation. That's on the, let's say, standard system side. We know also there's a demand to go more at the edge and provide edge analytics capability. Lucid has been working on this product, the Triton Edge camera, which looks like a standard geeky vision camera, but is actually an edge analytic device that includes all the standalone acquisition, processing, and machine control through the GPIO with Xilinx chip. So it's a AMD Xilinx multiprocessor SoC that includes both FPGA fabric, hardware logic, and general purpose ARM CPU that can be accessed and programmed using Xilinx Ping framework. So Ping will stand for Python Productivity for Zinc platform. It's a framework that lets the user access the device and program the device at different levels. From the lower level, the VHDL programming for FPGA engineer, to mid-level with the high-level synthesis using the Vitis development software, and providing at the edge on the device a Jupyter notebook interface that lets you connect to the device. So out of the box, it comes with its own quick development environment where you can load, configure, and parameterize various FPGA processing and just use them to test your solution. That's just a very simple video from what we have on our website, on our booth in Hall 10, so in the next hall. Using this camera, the Triton Edge camera, it's looking at a balancing plate, detecting the position of the ball, and just controlling it through the camera GPIO with pulse width modulation. On the right-hand side, in the vertical screen, you can see the Jupyter notebook we use for this. it was very easy for us to fine-tune this demo, to test, to validate. It's not an industrial application, of course, it's just a nice sample. But it's been quite easy for us to access this, the capability of this Triton Edge camera and configure it through a built-in standard development environment with Jupyter. Okay, that was fast and efficient.
Thank you.
Any question?